Friends and viewers, good evening. Stephen King had written many novels, like the one which I'm going to discuss with you now. The name of the same is The Stand. Beside this, he had written many other outstanding novels, and in one of my previous video, I discussed with you about the Shawshank Redemption, the Pet Cemetery, and many other novels. So he is a very famous American novelist, and he write a fictional novel. And the one which I'm going to discuss with you now is, the name of the same is The Stand. And this novel is published in 1978. And this is a very important, very outstanding novel. The Stand is the fourth, and this is the fourth and the longest novel by best-selling author Stephen King, who had written over 60 books to date, including like the one which he had written, Carrie in 1974, The Shining in 1977, Pet Cemetery in 1983, Misery in 1987, and The Green Mile in 1996. It falls into the categories of post-apocalyptic science fiction and horror fantasy. When originally published in 1978, The Stand was approximately 800 pages long. This edition represents a compromise on King's part, because his publisher forced him to cut over 400 pages from his original manuscript. He later published an unabridged version of the novel in May 1990, containing about 1,200 pages. Aside from its length, the book is notable for introducing the character of Randall Flagg, one of my best characters, which I'm much fascinated and inspired by the character of Randall Flagg, the antagonist of this novel, who was to become a recurring villain in many of the King's later works. The Stand was adopted in 1994 in television miniseries. Also, it is televised in 10 episodes. So the story spans the time period of June 1990 through January 1991. Stephen King tells it using limited third-person narration from over a dozen different points of view. The book setting cover most of the continental United States. Special emphasis on rural Nebraska, Boulder, Colorado, Las Vegas, Nevada. So The Stand tells the tale of a post-apocalyptic world in which the survivor must rebuild society from the ground up. One group coalesces around an elderly female prophet, while another rallies to the cause of totalitarian leader named Randall Flagg. The conflict between the forces of light and darkness allows the novel to explore the themes to build an ideal society, the cyclic persistence of the evil, the necessities of taking a stand against it. Plot. So let us see what is this, how we summarize this novel. As the tale begins, a soldier and his family flee a governmental facility that has been contaminated with an antigen virus intended for use as a biological weapon. This virus eventually kills over 99% of the United States population. Following the initial outbreak, a small number of individual survivor begins to find one another and band together. They all experience recurring dreams of a frightening dark man and a benevolent old black woman who tells them to come find her in Nebraska. The old woman name is Abigail, sister or mother Abigail, and she believes God has given her a mission to assemble all the survivors in Boulder, Colorado, to prepare for the confrontation with the dark man. Across the Rockies in the Las Vegas, a demonic entity known as Randall Flagg is assembling a faction of his own. Flagg intends to destroy all who oppose him and take over the world. Abigail instructs 4 of the men in the Boulder Free Zone colony to walk to Las Vegas to confront Flagg. They will almost certainly die as a result, but all of them have faith in Abigail's vision and the necessity of making a stand against Randall Flagg. Although 3 of the 4 men die, their willingness to confront the forces of darkness succeed in banishing Flagg and restoring harmony to what remains of the human community. So this is the story of the at last they started to assemble the evil forces and the forces of the good and the evil forces, and this is a fight between evil and good forces. So let me tell you the stand about this. And a novel introduces a character who became central to the story. Like among these characters, Stu Redman, a tough and resourceful Texan who appeared to be immune to the virus. Larry Underwood, a talented musician and former drug addict seeking redemption in the wake of the disaster. Franny Goldsmith, a pregnant woman who loses her family to the virus and becomes an important figure in a new society forming. So Harold Lauder, a socially awkward and bitter young man who develops a dangerous obsession with Franny. Nick Andrews, a deaf mute drifter with a kind-hearted and strong intuition. Mother Abigail Frementile, 108-year-old African-American woman who serves as the spiritual leader for the survivor of the virus. Randall Flagg, a malevolent and enigmatic figure who embodies evil and gathers followers to serve him. So as the society collapsed, the survivor begins to experience shared dream and vision, leading them toward either Mother Abigail, who assembled the sources of good sources, and in Boulder, Colorado, and Randall Flagg in Las Vegas, Nevada. These 2 groups represent the forces of good and evil, are destined for a final confrontation. So, in Boulder, Mother Abigail gathers a community of survivors who seek to rebuild a peaceful and democratic society. They establish a council to make important decisions and work toward establishing a new civilization based on principle of good unity and core. Since the virus had destroyed the 99% of an American killed this pandemic, and now the remaining surviving people, they started to gather around Sister Abigail and Randall Flagg. These are the 2 forces of evil and good. So Randall Flagg, a ruthless, fanatical following of people who are trying to his charisma and promises of power. He forms a dark society centered on violence, oppression, and fear with his follower known as Dark Man's Army. They ruthlessly eliminate those who dare to oppose Flagg's authority. Throughout the novel, both groups face internal conflict and power struggle, leading to a final showdown between the forces of good and evil. The narrative explores themes of morality, human nature, and battle between light and darkness, and the resilience of human spirit. Stephen King weaves together element of horror, fantasy, psychological suspense to create a sprawling and epic tale that delves into the depth of human nature and the struggle for survival and redemption into a post-apocalyptic world. The Stand is a monumental work of Stephen King. It is a bibliography and considered one of his greatest achievements. It has been praised for its rich character development, intricate plot, exploration of complex moral dilemma. The novel themes and imagery have left a lasting impact on the horror genre and made it beloved classic among fans of Stephen King's work. In conclusion, The Stand is a gripping and masterfully crafted novel that takes reader on a journey through a devastation of pandemic and subsequent clash between good and evil in a world forever changed, which with its richly drawn character, atmospheric storytelling, exploration of human nature, The Stand stands as a true classic in realm of apocalyptic fiction. So this is the novel written by Stephen King, The Stand, and the theme is involved building a society. A plague virus has killed about over 99% of the human population. This devastation offers a unique opportunity for the survivors to rebuild their civilization from the ground up. The Stand pondered the question of what sort of society is best suited to ensure the happiness of all its citizens. Glenn is the character most closely aligned with speculation of this kind. He says, man may have been made in the image of God, but human society was made in the image of its opposite number and is always trying to get back home. Glenn and Stu are both deeply suspicious of trapping of society, population, increased demand, moral complex bureaucracy to govern it. With complexity comes corruption. The narrative endorses the idea of a village council as the ideal way of society to function. This mechanism becomes possible while Boulder only is several hundred inhabitants but grows increasingly impractical ones. So the novel suggests there are two types of people in the world: those who are attracted to freedom and those who are attracted to other. This is the theme of this novel. As I told you, there are several characters involved. This is a Stephen King had written with a white canvas. This novel is included, is based on a white canvas, with a lot of characters involved in this. The story or the fight of evil and good forces. The evil forces is represented by Randall Flagg, the antagonist of this novel, and the good forces is represented by Sister Abigail, the good forces. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you must read this novel and you will enjoy it a lot. The Stand by Stephen King. Thank you very much.